Hey there, I'm Daniel, also known as Real Estate Guts from New Jersey Real Estate Help, and today we'll discuss how to increase space and decrease taxes when moving from New York to New Jersey. With the Empire State and Garden State as neighbors, they share a lot of resources and systems like transportation and roadways. The other thing that they share is people. Untold amounts of people go back and forth between New York and New Jersey daily for business and or leisure. When it comes to where people actually live, that part of the relationship is even more uneven. More people move from New York to New Jersey than the other way around. Typically, these are first-time buyers who want more bang for their housing buck and find that they can access all the city has to offer without having to pay an outrageous amount to own a piece of the Big Apple. What you see less of is current homeowners within New York City selling their homes and moving to New Jersey to purchase a new home. The driving force behind this bottleneck is property taxes. Property taxes have long been a factor that caused current New Jersey residents to leave the state and outsiders from moving into the state, especially New Yorkers. These folks can cash out of their current New York City home and buy into a much bigger property, but in some instances, the property taxes double when they do so. Recent crises and other factors have people once again thinking about looking into leaving the dense population and small living quarters that a lot of New York City provides for the space, affordability, and more traditional suburban living that New Jersey provides. So what was once a settled debate is now a question many folks are asking themselves. How do I move from New York to New Jersey, increase my living space and quality of life without significantly increasing my property taxes? The first thing you want to keep in mind is population and density. New York City is the epicenter of the world, but in actual land mass, it's only about 300 plus square miles with about 9 million people, whereas the population of the entire state of New Jersey is roughly 9 million spread over 2,300 square miles. In New York City, there's one agency and central system that property taxes are paid into, so each individual homeowner share a lesser burden than their New Jersey counterparts because the system's centralized. But in New Jersey, each town or township controls their own tax coffers, so the rates are higher because the subsequent burden is shared by less, and the individuals dictating those rates have less regulatory authority over them. So if you're moving from New York to New Jersey, pay attention to the tax rates for individual townships and choose accordingly. A good rule of thumb is the northern and eastern towns and counties are more dense with higher tax rates than western and southern counties who have less density and lower tax rates. Another area of focus is tax appeals. Because property taxes are a hot topic in a Garden State, at the local level, it's become very common and popular for homeowners to apply for tax appeals. This can be done in most states, but again, they're very popular in New Jersey. Tax appeals are a process by which a homeowner gathers and submits evidence to the local regulatory bodies, i.e. Department of Buildings, Department of Finance, depending on the town, showing the disparity between what they pay in taxes compared to 3 to 5 of their neighbors. If you can demonstrate that your tax liability is upwards of 15% higher than that of your neighbors or surrounding properties similar to yours, the taxes will be adjusted to the appropriate rates, saving you thousands of dollars per year. For current New York City homeowners and even those renting, when they think of moving to New Jersey, property taxes are a main deterrent. Utilizing the system of appealing taxes, looking at the total amount of the money you'll spend as opposed to segmenting what your tax bill is, separate from your mortgage, keeping in mind the ratio between your taxes and the square footage of your property, and quality of life linked to living in a less densely populated area, can all be approaches you take to increase your living space but keep your taxes reasonable when moving from New York to New Jersey. So if you want to get more tips on moving from New York to New Jersey, click the link in our bio or this post, and remember, subscribe to our YouTube and smash that bell to receive notifications when we post new content. You can also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at New Jersey Real Estate Help, or follow the New Jersey Real Estate Help page on Facebook. And you could always follow me, Daniel Gutsmore, at Real Estate Guts with a Z on IG or Twitter. And remember, whether buying, selling, investing, or developing, we're here to help.